Hello everyone, my name is EVOO and welcome to Cooking with the Koyas. I am so glad you've joined me because as you know folks, I absolutely love sharing my recipes with you and I love it more when you make them. It's all about eating at home and having a great home cooked meal, whether it's for yourself, friends, family, doesn't matter. That's what it's all about. And today it's all about one of Sicily's signature dishes, which actually originated in Palermo, and that is pasta con le sarde, pasta with sardines. Now, if you don't like sardines or don't think you like sardines, you still need to give this recipe a try because I'll tell you what, it is absolutely delicious. It comes together quickly. It's easy to make. Let's get started right now. And like every classic Italian dish, we are going to start off with some beautiful extra virgin olive oil, and you're going to want 6 tablespoons, a third a cup, in around there. I like to have even just a tad bit more. Okay, and let's fire up our stove. We're going to put it on medium heat, and to our olive oil we're going to add, I minced up here 1 clove of garlic. So in goes 1 clove of garlic. Let's get that added. So it's going to infuse into our olive oil and get it flavored up. That's the start of something, a beautiful thing right there, folks. Olive oil and garlic, the classic. All right, let's just, we just want to saute this for 30 seconds up to 60 seconds. Okay, and there's a nice little sizzle going there. That's what we want to see. And now, because I like a little bit of heat, 1 chili pepper. If you don't have a chili pepper, you can use hot chili flakes, and if you don't like the heat, just you can omit it. It's optional. I like it. Okay, and now to that I'm going to add some sliced onion. So what we have here is about a half a cup. So you could use a small onion, just slice thin. Add the onion. And now what I have here is chopped fennel. So what you're going to want to do is get a fennel bulb. Hopefully there'll be some stems on the top because tradition they use the stems of the fennel bulb. And then you just slice and dice that stem. You're going to want about a half a cup. Okay, now if the fennel bulb you have does not have any stems to it, of course just use the bulb. A half a cup sliced and diced and you're good to go. I actually think they used the stems because back in the day, you know, they didn't let anything go to waste, and the bulb is much nicer to eat as is, so they probably decided, hey, let's use the stems when we make this sauce. So regardless, there it is. That's tradition and we're following it. So here we go. We're going to saute this up now and let this onion become a little bit soft and translucent actually. Okay, let's let this cook for a few minutes. And actually, while that is starting to saute, I've got my water boiling here, and I already added salt to my pasta water, so it's good to go. So let's get our pasta going because while our pasta's cooking, our sauce will be made. That's how quick it is. Get yourself a good pasta. This one comes from Italy. I'm going to add 200 grams, which is enough to feed 2 people. General rule, 100 grams per person. General rule. Okay, so let's get it in there. And this particular brand says boil for 9 minutes till al dente. So you're going to go at least 9 minutes, and then you could taste it. If you want to go 10 or 11, up to you. But let's get it started and let's bring this back to a boil. There we go, we have a nice boil going. So at this point we can remove the lid and leave the lid off, give it a stir, and start our timer going for 9 minutes. And we'll stir this once or twice during those 9 minutes. So the base to our sauce is looking good, looking good. Okay, so now you're going to add a little bit of white wine. Half a cup of white wine. So half a cup of white wine. In it goes. And of course, there's always a little bit for the chef as well. Hey, you gotta have some fun while you're cooking, right? So this reminds me of cooking classes that you take when you're on tour. Salute. And that's a good, a dry white wine as opposed to a sweet white wine. So a nice dry white wine, bring that up to heat, and let's continue cooking. Okay, while the wine is cooking, give it a little stir. Oh yeah. Simple things in life, folks, simple things in life. So as this continues to cook, the alcohol will dissipate, so don't worry about the alcohol if you're feeding youngsters. Okay, and now what we're going to do here is I have a 1/4 cup of raisins. As you can see, I soak them in water so they're beautifully plump, and in they go. So 1/4 cup of raisins, and I prefer to add them at this stage as opposed to at the end, because I want that sweetness to be distributed, because that, folks, is going to offset a little bit of the sardines. So I've got here 125 grams of sardines, or 4.5 ounces, roughly 4 to 4.5 ounces, and I got a good quality sardine packed in olive oil. Now, of course, in Sicily they would use fresh sardines, but here we're limited for availability. So get yourself a good can, 1 can. This is only 1 can, but 1 good can of sardines, preferably packed in olive oil. Okay, so now we are going to let these, we're going to break them up a bit. You want to break them up and let them cook with our sauce. So let's get them all broken up and mixed into our sauce. There we go, and now we can evenly distribute, toss them, all these flavors up together. Sardines, the raisins, the onion, everything. Get everything tossed and incorporated very, very nicely. Oh, this is going to be good. Going to bring back memories from when I was in Palermo, folks. And if you ever do go to Palermo or Sicily, because this is one of their signature dishes, you absolutely have to order this at least once while you're in Sicily. But since we can't be in Sicily, you know what? We're going to enjoy it right here. Okay. There we go. So we're going to let this now continue to cook while our pasta continues to cook. And let's see how much time we have left on our timer. Just about 3.5 minutes. So that's going to be perfect timing. We're going to let this, and I'll bring it down to like a medium low and just kind of let it simmer and slowly cook. And let's give another stir. Good quality pasta from Abruzzo, my parents' region. Just take a look at this beautiful sauce. Hey, Italian freshness and Italian simplicity at its best right here. Okay, our timer went off. I tasted the pasta and it is perfect. Let me get it strained. In fact, before I do that, I am going to take a little bit of pasta water and reserve it just in case we need it. Okay, there we go. Let's get this pasta strained. Okay, let's add our pasta. Beautiful. Okay. What we want to do now is get that pasta tossed up with that beautiful sauce. And the reason we saved that little bit of pasta water is if we want it a little bit creamier at the end, we can always add a little bit, because there's still more ingredients to be added. Some secret ingredients, folks. We're going to make this dish from great to fantastic. Okay? Oh, I tell you, this dish comes together quickly, easily, and what a home-cooked meal you've got right there. All right, so now that we have it tossed up, I like that. Now it's time to add, I have here the zest from 1 lemon. Yes, this is going to enhance this dish very nicely. Scrub your lemon. If you can get an organic lemon, even better. But regardless, scrub your lemon, and then with the zester, just remove the zest from 1 lemon. We're going to add that. Okay, and now I have here, you're going to add some fresh parsley. I like to use the Italian flat leaf parsley. So we're going to add the parsley, And a very easy way to chop this up is take your parsley, roll it up into a tight ball, and then start slicing. It'll be much, much easier. Okay, and now, the reason I saved that pasta water is because we're gonna add another dry ingredient. And what I have here is 1/4 cup of my homemade breadcrumbs. Now, you don't need homemade, obviously, but Italian breadcrumbs would be preferred. 1/4 cup. So now, let's toss it up and check the consistency of our pasta. And I can see we are going to want to add some of that pasta water that we reserved. Look at this. A Sicilian classic coming together so nicely. We got the sweetness from the raisins, you have the savory, let's call it bitterness from the lemon, you have the sardines. Okay, so let's add a little bit of pasta water. 1, 2, 3, a good 4 tablespoons. Which is about 1/4 cup. And that is looking really good. That is perfecto. Okay, okay, you know, it's time. Let's get this beautiful pasta, let's get it plated and get ready for the taste test. Alrighty, let's get that plated. Beautiful. Love the spatula, get everything out. Oh yes. Just take a look at this beautiful Sicilian pasta dish right there. Steaming hot, just how I like it. Let's make our way over to the table. Time for the taste test. I am so looking forward to this. Let's get a nice serving going. Oh yes. Yeah, like I said, make it for yourself, make it for friends or family. Just make it. Give it a try. Okay, that's good for starters. Nice. Okay. Yes, I'm going to use a fork and a spoon. I know in Italy they don't use the spoons, but hey, that's okay. Buon appetito. Dynamite. For those of you who think you don't like sardines, there is no fishy or sardiny taste in this dish at all. It is so good. Ooh, I just got a piece of that hot pepper. Cheers. This dish is delicious. It is bringing back memories of my trip to Sicily when I went to Palermo. Great memories. And in fact, if there are any of my friends from Palermo, from the restaurants or bed and breakfast or wherever you may be, from the cafes tuning in, let me know what you think of this recipe. Now, there is one more thing you can do, and I might just do it. Add a little drizzle of extra virgin olive oil on right now. In fact, let me do that. This is kind of like the icing on the cake, right? Drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on. There we go. Yes, I love it. And in fact, this tablecloth, I sprung it out for today because I picked this up while I was in Palermo. So we're going Sicily all the way today, folks. But I tell you what, you have to give this recipe a try. All those flavors that we added in this dish, they come together so nicely. It's such a fresh tasting dish coming from the roots of Sicily. Simplicity, simple ingredients, simple cooking, quick and easy, healthy and enjoyable. Is there more to life than this right here? Wherever you're tuning in from, folks, I want to thank you for joining me in the kitchen on today's episode of Cooking with the Koyas. I hope you give this recipe a try. And until next time, buon appetito and salute. Yes, I am going to truly enjoy this meal tonight.